Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So as you might have seen last week, I uploaded a video on my Hit and Misses for foundation, which a lot of you seem to be liking, which is really good, so thank you for that. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below and it will be tagged at the end of this video. But when I was going through these foundations, I noticed I didn't have any really drugstore foundations that I liked. I had one, which was the L'Oreal Infallible, I'll grab it. It was the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte foundation, and as I said in the video, I don't like this. I didn't like the shade range of it, and I just don't like the texture of it. So I thought I would do a series where I actually test out a few drugstore foundations to see which ones work for me, and to give you like some ideas of which ones might work for you as well. I'm going to do wear tests on them. This one today might not actually be that long, because as you will have seen on Sunday's video, I was away. I went to Manchester to go look at some houses, and we didn't get back till I think about 1 o'clock or 1:45 this morning, and so I just rested because I was so tired. We've done a lot of driving. So yeah, this one I might be able to do a wear test for about 8 hours, but I'm not too sure. But the foundation I'm going to be testing today is another L'Oreal one, and I saw that Tati Westbrook liked this one, so I wanted to try it out just to see whether I liked it as well, because obviously I absolutely love my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. I love my Laura Mercier, but they are so high end that I don't, if you're not really into foundation, you don't wear it a lot, it's not really worth buying, because you don't want to spend that much money on it, as much as they're really good. So I'm going to be testing out the Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear foundation, and I picked up the shade 130, which is True Beige, which was the only one that really matched, and I'm hoping it still does match. Okay, so I've just looked this up. This is the foundation. It was £8.25, or it is on the Boots website now. I think I paid the full price of £10, which is really good if it works. So it says the innovative oxygen technology gives a lightweight feel, whilst the ultra stretchable formula ensures full coverage application, so a little bit goes a long way. And you guys know I absolutely love a full coverage foundation. It says it's a long wear coverage, it's transfer proof, life proof, party proof and waterproof, so you get more from your makeup. It's available in 26 shades, which is actually really good for a drugstore brand, because like this one has 6 shades, so it was literally awful. I didn't like that. It's a weightless feel, fresh wear liquid foundation, and as I said, transfer proof, life proof, I can't say proof. Long wear formula lasts up to 24 hours. So I'm going to test it for about 8 hours, because that's what I'd usually wear a foundation for. I don't really wear it longer than that. And it's a full coverage base, and it's got a gel formula, so we will see. So I'm going to start out how I usually would. I've done my skincare already. I'm going to put on my Tarte primer, because as you guys know, I absolutely love this primer, and I think it's only fair that I give this all a fair shot. So this is what I'll be doing for every single one of the foundations that I'll be testing out. Hopefully I find one that I really like, so I don't have to keep spending out loads of money, because obviously I like using high end, but it's a lot of money. I'm guessing the fresh wear bit means that it's going to be sort of radiant, a bit like my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation, which again, if you haven't seen, I will link that down below as well. I did a review on that one the other day. Another thing I got while I was away, because there are two Selfridges in Manchester. There's one in the city centre, and then there's one at the Trafford Centre. The Trafford Centre one is amazing, I absolutely love it. So this is what I've been using to blend in my foundation, and this was it's really old, and I should have got rid of it ages ago. I just haven't got around to buying a new one. This is what it looked like before. I think it's time it goes in the bin. I'm not surprised I've had loads of breakouts recently. So yeah, I got a new beauty blender. I have dampened this. It feels so nice when you get a new one. So I'm just going to grab the foundation. I'm really nervous. I don't know why. And I'm going to shake it a little bit. Does it say to shake? Doesn't really say. I'm really hoping this is a colour match. Otherwise I'm going to have to try and find it. Because this was at the Boots at the Trafford Centre, and we don't have this wide range of foundations in the Boots where I live. So it's quite a liquidy consistency. I'm just going to blend it in. I don't particularly like the smell of it, but I can't tell that's the smell of a new beauty blender or the smell of this foundation. I think the colour match is pretty good. Their shade range is so good. I was so impressed for a drugstore brand. The price again is still up there at £10 when it's not on the sale, but we'll see if it's actually worth the money. It's covering really nicely, like my redness around my nose, and it feels so lightweight. As you guys know, I love a full coverage. It's really nice. I still don't like the smell. I think it's the beauty blender. I don't think it's the foundation. I haven't actually seen a review on this product, because a review that Tati, I can't say her name, is it Tati or Tati? What she did on her channel, I haven't actually watched that video, I've just seen her use this in other videos. So this is an unbiased and unaltered review. Uninfluenced, that's what I wanted to say. One thing I am finding, it's not sort of sinking into the skin. And I'd call this medium coverage and not full coverage, because as you can see, it was covering the redness and it's just sort of broken up. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm just going to carry on sort of blending this in, and then I'll be back and I'll explain what happened and everything like that to you. Okay, so I'm back. I decided to do my eyebrows as well since I was off camera. It just made it easier. I've now managed to blend it all in. It's not sitting in any of my lines, which I really like. Oh, a runny nose. I've still got bloody hay fever. So I've got my eyebrows on. I did carve them out a little bit with a concealer, and the concealer's sitting on really nicely. But obviously the real judge of that is when I put it under my eyes. So I've got the concealer on the back of my hand. This is the Tarte Shape Tape, which obviously I absolutely love using. I use it for absolutely everything. The coverage on this is so nice. And the colour match is really good for a drugstore product, because I always find that when I try and colour match in the drugstore, I can never find anything. Okay, that's good. So the foundation is mixing nicely with the concealer. It's not like picking up and grabbing bits off, which I absolutely hate when that happens. So this series was really my friend Frankie's idea. I saw her for the first time in like 9 months. I missed her so much, and she was asking me what foundation to get, and at first I was like, oh yeah, just get the NARS Natural Radiant Long Wear Foundation. It's amazing. It's full coverage. And then she was like, yeah, but I need something that I can afford and that I can easily get. And so I said I would do some reviews on my channel on different foundations, which I actually love doing. I love testing out new products. And I love seeing what different like companies make. Okay, so that's all blended in. I'm now going to take my loose powder and I'm going to just put it on how I usually would. So really bake in my under eye. Okay, so that has been on long enough. I'm now going to take my complexion powder from Rimmel, and I'm just going to dust this onto my face. If you do want to do this whole thing drugstore, I can do a video on that where I just use drugstore makeup. So a concealer you could use to replace the Tarte Shape Tape is either the Revolution concealer, which I haven't tried but I've heard is just like shape tape, or you can use the Natural Lasting, is it Natural Collection, the Lasting Perfection concealer. That one is so good, that's in my collection, or the Maybelline Age Rewind, and then just use the powders that I'm using now just to set it all in place if you wanted to go full drugstore. I'm now going to take my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. You could use the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer, that's really good as well. But this is the one that I've been loving so far, and I just want to use the same products as I usually would on any of my foundations, just to see if it can cope. I'm going to be going in the rain today because it's horrible weather outside. So we will see whether this lasts, because obviously I don't actually use setting sprays anymore. One, because I haven't got any, and two, because I found foundations that don't really need them, that actually look better as they go through the days. They start to get a little bit oilier. I've got about 20 minutes before I need to leave to go meet Callum for his break, because I got up too late. But anyway, this bronzer is so nice. I love the colour of it, and it's so like buttery. It just blends so nicely. I'm starting to bronze up my nose a bit as well, because I don't want it to look so sort of contrast between the colours on my face. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just going to grab that lightest shade, and we're just going to contour a little bit. And then next I'm going to put on some of this lighter shade just under my eyes, just to add that brightness back around my nose. This helps to blend everything together again as well. I really like how this looks in person, but on camera it's so harsh. I want some more lights. If you know any lights that are really good, I want some box lights, but I've got to wait till I move out, so I'm going to like save. But if you know of any good lights I could use, link them below for me so I can go check them out, because I hate how this looks at the minute. It's so harsh. But anyway, moving on, we're going to take my Tarte Abstract blush, and I'm just going to put this on as I usually would. Everything is sitting on the skin so nicely at the minute, which I'm loving. It just looks so nice. Nothing's like broken up. It's not sitting at any of my lines that I have. It's not sitting funny on the skin either. It's absolutely lovely. It feels really lightweight as well, but it is super full coverage. Okay, so our next step is highlighting. So I'm going to grab my James Charles palette, which I am going to do a video on at some point, because I did a really cool orange look in my vlog that I will be recreating for you guys. But I'm going to take the shade Sister, which is an amazing highlight shade. I'm just going to highlight my face. I'm just going to go off camera and I'm just going to finish off everything else, and I'll be back to give my final review, and then we'll carry on with our day. Okay, so this is the look all done. I've paired it with just a pink lipstick because I haven't worn something really bright in quite a while and I really wanted to do that today. But with the foundation, at the moment, I absolutely love it. It feels so nice on the skin. It feels really lightweight and it does give amazing coverage. I love it. I can't say a bad thing about it at the minute. Obviously, I've only just applied it. Everything's set in place. We will see how it goes. It does say it's waterproof, sweatproof or life-proof. I'm just about to do a 20-minute walk to Callum's work in the rain. So we will see whether it is. Because obviously, I do not have a setting spray. But yeah, I love how this looks so far. The lipstick I have paired it with is the Melted Matte Too Faced lipstick in Bend and Snap. As you guys know, I love the Melted Matte lipsticks. They feel so nice and they dry down so quickly that they don't smear, they don't bleed. But anyway, you guys know how much I love them. So I'm just going to go about my day and I'm just going to get on with things. I'm going to go for that walk and then I'm going to come back and edit and get ready to do things tonight with my family, get ready for Callum to come home, set up my room a bit. But yeah, I'm just going to be doing day-to-day things, but I will do some check-ins with you as the day goes on to see how this foundation is getting on. I can't stop looking at myself. I think it looks so nice, but we will see. So yeah, I will see you in a bit. Hi guys, so this is my first check-in. I should probably close this wardrobe. Everything's a mess. I've been out and about. I went and got something from Callum. I got a new microphone, well, not a new microphone. I got a microphone finally. Where is it? I got a Yeti microphone for my videos because, as you can probably tell, when I film and people are talking in the background, that's all you can hear. And since I live in a house with like 6 other people, it's just better that instead of asking them to be quiet when I film, which I film erratically, so it's not very fair, it's easier to get a microphone and Callum had money off of it, so that's really good. But the foundation is lasting so well. It just looks so good. It hasn't broken up around my nose. It hasn't settled into any lines. The colour match is still really good. What I find with drugstore foundations is they oxidise quite a bit, which makes them really hard to match, and after a while they do not match at all. Everything's still sitting on the skin really nicely. The bronze hasn't broken up. I haven't got oily. I've just got this nice little shine, obviously from my highlighter, which is a lot of shine. But yeah, so far so good. I've had this foundation on probably for about 3 hours, 4 hours coming up to, and it is lasting so well, which is good considering it's a 24-hour foundation, which is a big claim. So hopefully it keeps lasting. And we will see. I'll do another check-in with you later. Hi guys, so I thought I'd do another check-in. That wardrobe door is always open. Okay, so I thought I'd do another check-in with this makeup. As you can see, it's getting darker outside. It's currently 20 past 8. And I haven't done any touch-ups. That's right. Touch-ups on this foundation. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. I hope it will focus. See, it's not breaking up. The bronzer and the contour haven't broken up either. It's slightly broken up around this nostril, but that's usual. And it hasn't broken up on the chin because usually this bit sort of goes a bit weird. And it hasn't got oily, which is so strange because I'm used to my foundations going quite oily quite quickly. I need a new camera. But yeah, I love how this looks and I think it might be a new favourite. But obviously I will do another sit down with you guys just to go through it again. But we've had this on for 7 hours and I'm loving how it feels. It still feels really good to the skin. Nothing's sort of sliding around or moving, which I love. Big thumbs up from me. But yeah, really like it so far. I'll do another check-in with you in a couple of hours. Okay, so it is now the end of the day. I'm ready to take this makeup off. It is currently 20 to 11, so I'm ready for my bed right now. I am so tired, but this foundation has lasted me so well throughout the day. So I took a 20-minute walk to go see Callum. I've been running around doing errands, picking things up. I've been editing this evening, and I've just been doing quite a few things. Now, usually with any of my foundations, whether it be drugstore or high-end, I get oily. Doesn't matter what I do, I always get oily. With this foundation, I haven't got oily at all. I just feel like it's just gone sort of more glowy throughout the day, which is really nice. It starts off matte and then you slowly get glowier, but I really like that. It's not like an oily. So I'm going to zoom you in so we can just get a close-up of the skin. As I said, my camera is not great, but we'll leave it there. It hasn't broken up around my nose, which is amazing because that's always where it breaks up. It also hasn't settled into any of my lines. It hasn't broken up around here. My lipstick's gone everywhere, but I haven't got any oil coming off my forehead or my nose. This is just highlight. See, nothing coming off. And it still feels just as good as when I first put it on. I haven't done any touch-ups. I haven't put on any more powder. I haven't done anything to this foundation, and I absolutely love it. Now, obviously, I can't judge a foundation on a first go. Obviously, this is like a review, first impression sort of wear test. I will continue to use this product, and maybe once I've done this whole series of all the drugstore foundations, I will then do one big video where I just compile the best and the ones that didn't work as much for me in one video and do the pros and cons of each. But for each of these videos, I'm just going to kind of do a first impression and a wear test, which just makes more sense to me. But on first impressions, I give this probably about a solid 9 out of 10. I actually really like this. I haven't found really a flaw in it. The only problem I had was when I was putting it on, I did have to kind of layer it up a little bit. But I do usually do that with most of my foundations, just because I do like that really high coverage, nothing showing through, but I was still getting the redness around my nose and on my cheeks. That is the one con that I had of this foundation. I didn't really have anything else. And all my powders have just sat on the skin so nicely today, and everything just feels so locked in place, like nothing is going to budge. So yeah, big thumbs up. I'd highly recommend this at the minute. Obviously, if you don't want to trust this review, I'm going to wait for the final overall drugstore pros and cons of each foundation, and obviously wait for that. But I would definitely recommend trying this out for yourself. I do have a combination of dry and oily skin, and this foundation has worked treats for me. It hasn't clung to any of my dry patches, and it hasn't made me oily, so big thumbs up. So guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as well. If this has helped you in any way, I always like to hear from you guys. Also, comment below any other products you want to see me use, anything else you want to see me do a review on. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos when I upload in the future. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook. They'll be linked below in the description box. And go check out my other videos. There'll be a few linked below and a few at the end where I do other sort of foundation reviews and my foundation hits and misses from last week. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.